affordability, affordability, slam, slam, cut back, cut back, sticky, sticky, televise, televise, infamous, infamous, fixture, fixture, varied, varied, priest, priest, piecemeal, piecemeal, forgiveness, forgiveness. The American driver is facing the worst price shock in a generation. Costs are soaring at every turn, from decades-high borrowing costs for car loans to insurance rates that are rising at the quickest pace on record. It's an affordability crisis slamming consumers in an area where they have little ability to cut back. The average interest rate on an auto loan is the highest in almost 20 years, according to Bankrate. Auto prices have dropped some, but remain well above the prices seen before the pandemic. A used car, on average, is $18,600, nearly 40% higher than in 2019. Perhaps the stickiest car-related cost surge has been auto insurance. This week's Consumer Price Index showed insurance prices up 22% over the last year, the largest annual jump seen in data that goes back 40 years. OJ Simpson, who died this week at 76, was a central figure in 1990s culture. His trial for the murder of his ex-wife, televised live, made him one of the most seen Americans in history. Nearly 100 million American TV viewers watched Simpson flee the police in his white Ford Bronco. Before the trial made him infamous, Simpson had become a Hollywood fixture, playing roles as varied as an astronaut, a comic detective, and a fake priest. He was also the first black star of a national TV ad campaign. Biden canceled $7.4 billion more in student loans. Roughly 270,000 Americans were notified today that some or all of their student loans would be canceled. They were the latest group to be included in President Biden's piecemeal loan forgiveness strategy. Today's cancellations brought the administration's total in debt forgiven to $153 billion, involving about 4.3 million borrowers. Officials said they hope to eventually reduce or cancel the debt of about 30 million borrowers. Homicide, homicide, crime prevention, crime prevention, resume, resume, unrest, unrest, lay off, lay off, workforce, workforce, autonomous, autonomous, enviable, enviable, profit margin, profit margin, scrap, scrap, parade, parade. The number of homicides in major American cities is falling at its quickest pace in decades, following huge jumps during the pandemic. Murders declined by nearly 20% in 204 cities during the first 3 months of 2024, compared to the same period last year, according to Dialytics, a criminal justice consulting firm. At this pace, the murder rate in the U.S. could match its level in 2014, when many cities saw 30-year lows in violent crime and homicides. There's no single explanation. Police are more engaged, and departments are working to hire more officers. Community-based crime prevention programs have resumed, and nationwide social unrest has cooled, the Wall Street Journal reports. Tesla plans to lay off more than 10% of its workforce. The world's most valuable automaker is focusing more on developing autonomous vehicles, as its growth prospects for selling electric ones dim. Tesla's once enviable profit margins have also narrowed in recent quarters, and the company has used deep price cuts to stimulate sales. CEO Elon Musk cited the need to reduce costs and increase productivity, according to an email sent to employees today, seen by the Wall Street Journal. Paris will scrap the planned opening ceremony for the Olympics on the Seine River if it's judged too risky, French President Emmanuel Macron said. Under the current planning for the July 26 ceremony, athletes will parade down the river in boats, with spectators viewing from the banks.